Hi, Chris here. My last episode about philosophy. Now, first off, sound warning. You might have to turn up the volume. I am in National Forest. I'm far enough away from everything. Unless you're physically out here, you can't hear me. I can't hear you. So it is empty. And by the way, sound goes infinitely far. If you get infinitely quiet, you can hear infinitely far, I believe. Anyway, I want to talk about my game, which is designed by me. I've played a lot of games. I have played through all the Dragon Ages. I've played all the Zeldas, stopping at Skyward Sword. I have played, I skip Call of Duty normally. Really graphic gunplay, is a complete no. I don't like it. Um, anything with real people getting really like hurt bothers me. I like fantasy because it's just a lot of colors and it's magic, and I play a healer because my favorite person was Jesus. I live like him, you know what I mean? I did. I've got a few Jesus chapters in my life for sure. Um, but yeah, the internet is exciting because with the right attitude at Google, everything that exists online could be saved forever. So they yeah. Anyway, yeah, I disproved the law. The thing about the law is it's made up by a book, and the people enforcing it do the things they tell you not to do in the name of enforcing it. And so the book that made it up lied, and it generally mutilates children. So I don't believe in a law. I will never tell you what to do in the future. Doesn't make any sense. What do I know? I don't think you're made any better because I've sat you down and said, look, don't do these things, right? But I know why they did it, because people have passions and emotions, right? Like, the first guy who likes a girl who's with somebody else has thought of murder. If you didn't have that explicitly illegal, it'd be the first thing anybody did in a situation. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that's how it gets by, is they sell you on original sin and everyone's evil. So you never try anyway, because I'm kind of a conundrum. I had to do the hitchhiking live outside thing, and I found it's actually way better than anyone would make it out to be. It's actually awesome. Like, I love it. Yeah. Good stuff. Um, yeah, people are generally really kind. But to me, I'm attractive. I'm big and muscular. I'll always have help. People won't mess with me on purpose. You know what I mean? But yeah. I always remember with people, they're not sons and daughters of God. They're the results of hundreds of millions of years of breeding and evolution. And I think so. I mean, like, did I heard an article that said that when they turned on the James Webb, there was no background radiation. That what they thought they'd see on their light spectrum didn't exist. So they didn't have a measure. They didn't have a universe that had a creation point. It's just an eternal existence, which is close to what reincarnation is. So yeah, if the universe is eternal years old, then definitely God would be real. That would be a necessary situation. But I don't think that the book that said it got started 6,000. Who knows? I don't know. I just don't know until the Lord Himself apparates a celestial form and fucking tells me and gives me like a magic talisman I can use as proof where everyone will see it, right? Everyone will know. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, it is breeding games. The people who are here, they are every single person you look at us. We're just frisky and on 24/7 because if you didn't do that, you didn't make it. You would not reproduce. This is not a video game episode again. I just don't have editing. I don't want to because it's like, yeah, you might be like in a rush, but I know history wouldn't. History is going to be like, I wish I had 5 more angles of that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think so, but it does. It would wonder. Like, I just saw these ravens go by in an interesting way. I bet anybody would be like, I wish we knew what that looked like. you know, because the internet could be around forever. It's like, speak consciously, like everyone for all time is going to be hearing you. And so the thing I want to call attention to is, you know, just sort of the reality of what happened is that we're the progression of all the winners. You know, there's an upside to that and there's a dark side to that. The upside is you really have a lot of stability, there's a lot of consistency. You know, maybe we didn't develop tech until we came to a level of high consistency, maybe. I don't know. I think we just kind of like, it was just like a shoot off, like a new advantage looking at matter and using it's funny, like it's not missed on me that many animals have big brains, but it's only the ones with hands and language that got it done. Yeah, it's hands and language. Words, hard symbols that mean things. It's interesting. Yeah, learn to program with words and then learn to program with computers in words. I feel like I'd be able to just interact with the bitulature, but it's like there hasn't been an aha moment where I've seen that work out for me. Like, I would have to be like my paintings. You know, my paintings are done without looking. I might be able to make a interesting computer artifacts by channeling ones and zeros. I might try that sometime. Right? See if I can get something. Call it accidentally, but it would be a transcendental superconsciousness. Like, I did a am I talking too loud? I think I'm talking loud. I did a look at I did these meditations, right, sitting down, and the publisher of the book opened up the bookstore right next to my house, right? Like, literally, I don't know where they found me. I tried to have a conversation with the owner. I didn't understand. Yeah, their real owner had passed, so she was a ghost too. So, like, I believe, but it's like, yeah, if there's no background radiation, then what are the dinosaurs? Like, here's a theory. Christianity is such a worldwide threat that people deliberately carved dinosaurs and planted things. That I didn't want to say for a while, but it just looks theoretically possible to me right now. It looks like that if someone actually wanted to carve a dinosaur bone out of the earth, they would be able to do it and hoax us all and say it was legit, but who knows. There'd be a paleontologist out there going, you know, it didn't make any sense, and I saw the professor mixing the fossils in a mold or something. You know, there would be like, someone would come out maybe. I don't know. What if dinosaurs are a hoax? Because that article, it was like just a pop. Because in my last video, I established through references that I know that science will change details to fit public perception. That they're not honest. They've just not. Like, do you really think that all these people, it's just so weird. Like, we've all seen porn, right? It's okay. Human bodies are just what they are. We don't have to feel one way or the other about it. But there's this weird thing going around that the vagina is only like 4 inches deep. Well, we can see tons of porn where that's just obviously not the case. Where does the baby come from if that's so? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And so it's it's just bizarre. I don't really know. I just don't really know. Was circumcision made by a man? I assume so. But if it was made by a woman, that would be interesting. That would definitely be a detail worth considering. Yeah, because the sex games is the most important thing to them. As a man, the most important thing for me is that I'm established, respected. I have, wives and armies, like that sort of thing. I have, I have a presence in the world. I don't know if I'd be like Genghis Khan, but there definitely seems to be, in a pragmatic sense, a lot of efficiency in that attitude. Because it blows over everything that was. It says, that doesn't exist, I don't care, it's all about me. And if anyone does that successfully, it works. If you physically, dominatively actually do that, then you're in charge. So it is a bit why, like, I think that, society, especially school, it isn't about knowledge. Because people pick things up in passing that they know with certitude easier than, I think, like laying down facts in a big structured order and telling them to memorize what you have for them. Because it's just, they're trying to tell you you're stupid, and then they want to make you get up and sit down. They want you to follow a command, right? And the thing is that an unknowing person will just do it. But a knowing person knows that the first semi-command you've ever followed, you're now on their leash. They now own you a little bit. And so, yeah, I resist all the time. Anytime there's something obvious I should do, I usually do the opposite, just so nobody has control of that. And I mix it in kind of well when doing the opposite thing is getting too normal, and so I do the normal thing again. You know what I mean? Like, one of these would be like homeless person, like, asking you, go, fuck you, something like that. That would be a big opposite, but you would have to be within the discipline of genuine randomness. It would be like, you really have been too nice, and now it's this time right now, and this person doesn't look like they needed it at all, so it would be shocking to them. I get a lot of laughs. I've noticed I do have the talent of misbehavior getting laughs. I've always been within a vet. But yeah, definitely Logan and Jake Paul and I would get along. I've criticized and been so mean to them. I really have, but it's just pure jealousy. It's just they're taking up my time and attention, and I want to try to get some time and attention taking up their space. It's Elbow City. I don't know. That's how I see it. It is. But yeah, if the James Webb thing was right and there's no background radiation, like here's the shitty American science, right? If they spend billions of dollars to do an experiment, they're more terrified of telling the public they were wrong than they would just cook up information, be like, make the sensors do a diagnostic, and we'll just, they're trying to figure it out because they might be panicking. Like, if they spend all that time developing it and they don't see what they expected to see, that itself is telling. It's like the James Webb might be the most expensive mistake in history, you know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, they do have images of galaxies. You're right. It is to take images of galaxies, but there was just this one article that I saw and I wasn't able to find it again. So, yeah, are there alternate universes for different like timelines? Yeah, I mean, I got this North Korea story that's crazy. So I was doing the Divine Mother worship, right? Is North Korea watching me? I don't know. But I did. I prayed to North Korea and all that. And then the next, like, it was literally like the most. I didn't pray to North Korea. I was praying to the Divine Mother. And at the end, she asked me to pray for North Korea. I had like a vision. I went through a thing. I saw something that was substantial that I recognized it. And she asked me to pray for North Korea. And as soon as I did, I saw like an old lady of North Korea stepping over a mountain. I don't know if North Korea wants us, but I definitely think that there's a whole bunch of people in North Korea is like, why are we against each other? Like, we could just visit them. Can we just like drop it and move on? And anyway, right after that, all the nuclear silos in North Korea collapsed, and North and South Korean leaders were seen holding hands for the first time ever, to my news knowledge. So is the whole news cycle a custom AI generated fake world just for my mind? Like, what is it? Or did that really happen? Did I contact the Divine Mother and she gave me a real vision, and then she changed a world situation like magic just because I asked? Is that the story? Is it are prayers just human senses of each other? Right? Maybe North Korea knows I asked mommy and mommy got involved and they were like, we gotta change our tune, mom's here. I don't know. That did happen though. I mean, and here's like North Korea, why would that matter? Look at this. I have thought about them my whole life as an American. Like, who is North Korea? Why are they significant, right? Well, if they're just a media ET illusory entity to keep me entrained, like, is it really legit what everyone says on the news? Do they really believe all the things they're saying? Do they know that? Were they there? Or did they get a message from somebody claiming they were there? It's tough to say. If I wasn't there, how do I know? How do I really know? How is it after I was doing all that? Maybe someone heard me, right? Maybe someone with connections to Asia let someone know. And they changed overnight. They're getting the big, like, what happened? How did I think of doing that? Or did I retroactively see North Korea and attribute it to that circumstance even though it wasn't really there? To me, it was there. To me, it was, yeah. I can't explain that. But a scientist would say that if you test people's paranormal powers, they always fail, right? Like, a good test, if you're talking, like, I'll name this about, like, this is really about, like, I don't know what this is about. People always struggle to like name it a title. I'm better with making it up without an idea about it. You know what I mean? You may go, it's gibberish. No, it's not. It's self-expression. I chose to say that then. You know, and yeah, I love the rain. The snow's okay. It's too cold though. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, you got Wim Hof, right? He took the Yes Theory guys all out in the snow. They don't. It's the secret to doing extreme elemental exposure, radiation, fire, water. If you have to do that, just say it won't bother you and say a fucking prayer. And do not pray to the Christian God because it's a suffering cult. It's gonna backfire. You gotta find a faith that's better. Because here's the thing, like the Jews, they said that they're like, yeah, this whole thing got started from we're the descendants. They make themselves the direct descendants of the first people. Like anyone who knows human arguments knows, no, my parents are the first people is a great winner, you know. And you can't really blame them. It's not like they were any different. You had kings saying God chose them. You had people saying they were descended. These Ramses was an incarnation of the sun, you know, like there's all these people who have like circumstantial power. I've done that. That shit works. This shit works with modern people. I am an incarnation of an avatar of God. I get by on that one. I can open and close doors. That one would let me out of police cars. You know, think it wouldn't. Oh yeah, I believe it would. But yeah, no, I was really happy. I only ever had handcuffs put on me one time in my life, and my first thought was like, oh, this is nice. I always thought they would hurt, right? I always thought they would be like really painful to punish people and they'd make them too tight. It was like a childhood fear. And I was first like, oh, that was nice. And it was only for a moment. It was because they were on the side of the road and they didn't know who I was. And they were like, this cop who's small was like, I have to try to take control. Anyway, it was really interesting because there's a few stories about that. There's a few stories about that. Anyway. Yeah, if any of those helicopters and police records are there, there'd be an interesting visual, I think. It would corroborate what I said about it for sure. So anyway, yeah, modern time is interesting now. Yeah, it's we're 300 million years of evolution makes way. Evolution is just breeding and pattern propagation. That's it. Pattern and breeding, right? That's how all dog breeds came about. That's how species came about. You know, you had something that's like a thing have a bunch of offspring. They have a bunch of offspring. Now you have a population over an area. And then let's say you have two populations here, and now there's a mountain right here. And so now you have two populations over here, right? They spread up there. Well, over time, these two are separated. So different selectors, different popular ones, you just have divergence of species. Like, that makes sense. But in a holographic magical universe where thoughts are spells, then evolution and dinosaurs and the evidence of them would be created by belief. They would be created by thoughts. That thoughts would manifest them. That, like, all my things on Snake Island. Yeah, no one wants to listen to that because I'm talking shit on them, right? Who wouldn't like being exposed? The snakes. They would hate it. So if I made that real, then yeah, absolutely every person's a snake and no one wants to hear it because it's hiss, right? That's like the Schrodinger quantum conscious thing. And it's a trippy experience to get into the conscious quantum realm for the first time because it will be like reality just came alive and did a doozy on you. Just switched. It was one way always and now it's a different way, right? And it's interesting. It's interesting. A scientist would say you're merely, you know, on some sort of neurotropic chemical that makes you feel good, and so you think everything is significant because it's hitting all the receptors that deal with importance, right? It's like a neuromask. Trick the brain into thinking it's happy, and you'll think all these reasons it is, but it's just a trick. It's like misfiring an input or something. And yeah, consciousness. I don't think consciousness comes from body, just because there's too many trippy circumstances. God truly can prove He exists to you, and I know I've been saying a lot that God doesn't exist. This is because that's what I've been feeling looking at it. I'm just like, wow. But because where's my needs? I'm 35. My needs haven't been met. It's been a struggle. It's been hard as shit. I pray every day. God, give me more. God, give me increase. God, give me better. I played a good song yesterday. That was fun. I look good in the camera right now. That's nice. Might be a computer. Who cares? At least I'll be represented to history like a great. But yeah, sex games. I've never known a man who didn't throw another man under the bus the moment he was around a girl he liked. And the only exception of this is if he thinks that he would fall in her standing. But even then, he's like a watching predator. He's like waiting. He's waiting for him to mess up so he can move in. It's just, you know why it exists? The people who are that way kinetically got there and made more children. The men who said, all the girls are mine, and the girls who said, I don't know, I don't really think about the female aspect as much. I really don't. Like, what are they into? I almost don't even care. I'm like, I don't want to join that flow. Like, I do know all the girls that I see online all have significant others and kids. Things to a chauvinistic male programmer would be off. There are no male programmers out there jerking off to MILFs. None. Zero. They want dates with gorgeous virgins. Guarantee. I just know men. They are. That's what they want. They want gorgeous rich virgins with desirable traits, right? Like blue eyes. Blue eyes are always at the top of the list because guys like looking at them. You want to stare at something nice. It's exotic. It's your wife, you know? And if everyone likes it, someone's going to like something else because that's always how they are. Yeah. But it's been a giant fight from the beginning. And finding out, too, like, the internet is curtailed. The reason my whole life, I've been trying to show off to girls online my whole life. And I was a fool because I was on Bill Gates' internet. It just never would have happened. I should have gone outside like my parents said. But anyway. Yeah, now I am who I am. And I'm thinking in the future, like, I want to make a game. Because I'm looking at what they're doing on Unity. Oh my god, there's some cool stuff. And I have been complaining about how they were doing video games. Sorry, BioWare. I kind of shot you because I was like, there were just things your Dragon Age did that I hated. Like, no healers. There's no healer. You guys don't believe that energy could put a body back together. It's like it's like everyone said on this message, I want to send the hard message that life is suffering into death. And that is just so circumcision, right? It's dark and then it gets darker, right? It's like, circumcision is, God told us to do this to you, better listen to us. And then by the time you're 5, you get Santa Claus. You literally believe that magic stuff is given to you because you're nice. And then you find out it's not true, that basically there's no Santa Claus. Your dad bought that and pulled a hoodwink. So you had been hit by the Bible, you gotten circumcised. You've been told all this bullshit about the beginning of time, the end of life, all that. They're all metaphors just to talk to you, and then you get fucking Santa Claused. It was a shitty time to be alive. As a man, it was wretched awful. Because I don't have the heart in me to swing fists and hurt people's faces. Like, there's something in me that directly just, like, doesn't want to do that. Maybe it's I'm just high right now. Like, I smoked some weed. Maybe that's why they made weed popular, right? They know if they show someone on TV doing something and everyone else looks at it, that they'll all want to do it. It's about exposure. It isn't like the illusion is that the most popular and best wins. Yeah, in some cases, but it's all gated by other people who have an interest in what the result is, right? And so it's like it's not really an honest or open society. Like how it's like freedom and justice for all. Okay, black people are slaves, and you're just gonna fucking commit genocide to get people off land and then turn around and say, well, we're the good guy. That's evolution 101. It's all about me. Raptor City. It's all about me. I'm just saying, don't expect anything different. And if you find it different, great, you went through a portal. If you go into a portal where life's actually good and God exists again, please stay there. Because the Evolution City means that, like me, right? My path forward is I need to make a lot of money making games, right? I've looked at games for so many years, and I just know what I like. And anyone who goes, they're not that easy, you just can't pick it up and do it. Yeah, I can, dude. You have no idea what I've done with Sword of the Stars 2. That game was known as a technical nightmare, and I was able to do wonders with it. I made missiles that cluster shot missiles, which cluster shot other missiles, and all with different lights and things. Like, I like the light show, right? So what I'm going to do is my whole game is a bridge battle. That's all it is. There's an infinite spawn on both sides, and you're doing things to change the spawns. It's like an RTS, but yeah. My game has a colored essence system. It has fire, earth, water. Okay, fire is just fire. Fire and earth make lava. All that. It's not as complex as people think, as people get into resistance wheels, and that is not how I've thought of my essences. My essences have everything to do with loot, right? They have everything to do with loot and upgrades. That's it. So every ability has a color to it, and the thing that's drawing me to Unity is its shaders are so beautiful. Like, I'm imagining like Dark Dungeon, right? Like kind of grime, little fantasy squad, hardcore normal fantasy squad, and just like different magic things going on. Like, to me, that's something that as a hobby I could do for a long time. Yeah, I could do that as a hobby for a long time. If reincarnation's real, I would come back for that, and true love. But where's the true love? Here's my conundrum as a man, right? Every woman has had every man who ever liked her fall in love with her, right? So if I fall in love with her, I'm essentially completely, and it's just because I've heard men's opinions about it, I'm stealing her from them. Is now she's mine. Now she likes, now I'm her version of an ideal man. And whoever, my mom did that to me with her stepdad when I left. Like, now he's the man. And now she won't violate that male dominance for Turf because he'll get all huffy, right? People are just that way, and it's that way because of evolution. Like, you can see chipmunks do it. Chipmunks aren't over visiting each other. Two men together, and it's a fight. Always get the fuck out of here. This is my turf. You know, you gotta have your area for your girl. You can't have another guy in there. He will try to steal it. He'll steal it, eat him, your competition, right? That's the thing on Earth that they're like, be nice. So why is everyone telling me to be nice, but no one else was nice? Because they were never being nice. They wanted to see if I was a dog. They wanted to see if I could be pushed around. Same thing with school. People will seek the knowledge that's relevant for them. They don't need to learn things that aren't relevant for them. They don't. They won't. Right? But they do it to dog train you. They want you, they're making you into a 9-to-5 servant. They want you to be obedient to authority because it's top down. I will tell you what is, and there's right answers, and I say what they are. I know they said it's about freedom, information, all that. That was a lie. It was about making you a typewriter. Put it in, get it out. Put it in, get it out. Put it in, get it out. Once you've done that 10 times, they can put anything in, and you'll give it back to them. Do you know that? That's how it works. It's leading, it's dog training. So the way that you do this with people, this is mental hacking, this is as black magic, is give a simple, ordinary, like, anything like hold this pen, right? This is pickup. You want to manipulate a woman? Hold this pen, right? If she does it, this is why I don't call myself a pickup artist. I never have. There are many times I've said I'm not one. A really good one is really good. Like, he can go up to, you could have one girl with 300 guys, and he could go up and take the girl out of there, and that's his girl. That's the dominant alpha. He just fucking won. He just won, right? That's a great pickup artist. Am I that good? I haven't tried to be, I guess. But anyway, I'm not one because it is like, what are you doing it for? You're trying to make babies, so you want an empire. It's different. Like, pickup will lead you to empire because as soon as you get into how thought matrices work and how word matrices work to control people, you'll get into what are they trying to control? They're trying to control the food and the sex. They're trying to control who can be with whom and who has what. And to put themselves at the center of that, selfishly. I just heard like psychically rightly, right? No. It's right for me to be at the center of it. Undeniably, anyone else but me to have everything on Earth is stupid. It's a waste of time. And I can't abide by it. Physically. I can't like Rihanna because she's with somebody else and I'd feel like a fucking poser cuck loser if I even gave her one little bit of attention. And she knows that. She just sings to ladies. She knows none of the guys will like her because she's with somebody else. That's how they are. Like the moms, fucking trash moms. They always get so mad, but they know they're trash. You pump a kid out between your legs and you're living with a man, you're a zero. You're nothing to a guy like me who is actually attractive. I got muscles, I'm strong, I got a nice family, there's a lot going for me. Is this selling me? Yeah. But I'm not going to meet a woman online because it's Bill Gates' internet, so I'm really just talking for you. I'm just talking for, like, history, right? I want to say what I see. And what I see is it's pure sex games. It's pure nonsense. It's pure nonsense. It's, you know, guys undercutting other guys. Like, it is a war. It's a war. Activity is created for the purposes of sex control. There are things which have been done and organized and kept secret for the purposes of sex control. Genital mutilation of children, habitual ritual up and down, lies about love, right? Keeping sex hidden. They don't tell them where it is. They go, oh, keep your clothes on. That's naughty. You can't touch there. They just touched your dick with a knife, but somehow you are not allowed to expose that part of you, right? It's literally as mean as a monkey with a whip torturing somebody. It is. The Bible gave us 6,000-year-old history in a billion-year-old earth. And it's like, okay, that was just mean. You know, all the Bible's morality is fake. And all of our society's morality is based on the Bible. We are living in a culture that was rooted in biblical authority. This thing isn't representative of people. So you go like, how can I get away with, like, I don't follow any rules? There's like, I've driven through full police checkpoints, missing parts of my car, and they don't stop me. You know why they don't stop me? Because I'm not a dog. I'm not dog trained. The first time they made me mad was the last time they made me mad. They said he was nicer before, right? It's true. You know, I haven't had a problem in years. And it's because it just doesn't matter. It was made up. So anyway, the reason I've stayed out of trouble is I'm not sneaking into bedrooms dropping off babies. There are zero people on planet Earth who have exactly my descendancy DNA. None of them, right? And so I'm not full of hubris where I think that I'm the first person who invented being cool, because this has been around a long time. My art talent, my music talent, my looks. If you went back 100,000 years, you wouldn't see an ape. You would see someone who looked like me. You really would. I would have very distinctly human-like features. And I think that you don't realize how big of a presence we are in the cosmos. Like, we're the biggest deal on Earth. Every animal one day will be, you're either human compatible or you don't exist, right? Every animal will speak the language of the time. If we keep speaking languages, yeah, ravens pick it up. I catch ravens, they go to the edge of voice and they'll mimic human speech. I've caught them doing it. They know emotionally solicitous phrases. Birds know emotionally solicitous phrases. They know how to get something out of you for a reaction. So, yeah. But yeah, that's all I really want to talk about. These things are on my mind. Like, it's kind of like I have found that me telling someone that just gets, no, I should be on a stage is what I should do. Really, if I know how to manipulate these people, put me on a stage with a ton of gorgeous women behind me and have me talk about this, and then I'll shoot someone in the head. And then that is Saddam Hussein takeover all over again. But no, I haven't done that. I've been nice. I'm going to make a game. My game's going to be cool. I'm a big fantasy person. I just know how people are. I've seen enough people. It's sex games. I don't think at all that the guy who's with the girl deserves to be with her. And there are douchey ass, it's like they are leaking douchery. This is what I see from modern men. This is as much of revenge as I'm going to take on them. This is what I'm going to take. Modern men who are with beautiful women aren't the best, but they're leaking douchery. They're unusually like, I've gone on female streams and been like, said one thing, hey, and immediately the guffawing, pulling, controlling energy of her male partner comes, and women like that. They go, who they want, it's gonna end in a fight. I'm gonna end up having to fight him, and she's gonna get, I've been through so many times, she's gonna get right to the precipice of choosing, but she never will, so that she can see who is better, right? And I was raised Christian, So, I had certain stipulations that I chose to follow because I'm not worried about what a man does to me. I'm worried about what my God does to me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't worry about what God's going to do to me anymore because I'm just like, this shit's made up. Yeah, it gave a 6,000-year-old history to prove itself. The book that invented truth telling, the Bible, saying words which are factually correct, was based on in the beginning is the Word. And the problem is that it's not true. It's not true. It tried to make itself look so real by saying exactly who beget who all the way to the beginning of time. And when we get to the beginning of time, we find that didn't look at all like how it happened. And it actually went way further behind than that, and that lying about that isn't going to do anything. And so the Bible's a hoax. The God word came from a book that gave a fake world history. There is no universe where God is talking to that person and he didn't mention the dinosaurs. Not possible. The end. Done. Fake. A dude trying to win sex games and went through it, right? He's not anybody's friend. A man who is like rejected, like I rejected my dad because I was taller than my dad. I was able to kick my own dad out of the house, and I did. And that's what time it is. Like, you look at Seal Society, they call him the Beachmaster. There's the biggest, meanest seal. And as a guy, I want to spare you this. There are men, do not, as a young man, ever let a man talk to you ever. He's trying to take your power, guaranteed. He's not going to help you at all. That is Chris wisdom. I learned that watching them. Young men, do not trust old men. Any man, no man is your friend ever. It's never going to be. It's never going to be. It just physically, it does not suit you. So it is about dominance, have an army, one guy takes all. Circumcision and marriage, yeah, God didn't say that, but society was like, you get the one partner you have, no stacking up girls. You know what I mean? No gaming it so only you have the money and all the women have to come to you. People have thought of that. It's like, obviously there's economic scarcity. You can't pay a poor girl $300 to suck your dick. Poor women are easy to manipulate. They'll do it for anything because they're poor. Their dad has never given them $300 ever. He's never been able to. You know what I mean? And when you see that, you're gonna go, "Oh God, that's what's happening." Yeah, that is what has happened. So yeah, it sucks. So what time is it? It's snake o'clock. You got nature. Yeah, as a human being, you got nature. It's not. There's a million creatures living just under you and around you and beside you, even in you. But you don't know that because you realizing it is dangerous. So yeah, a man is dangerous. That's what I learned. My mom was never really nice to me, but she wanted me on that leash system so I couldn't hurt her, right? The yes/no training. Come immediate authority command. Well, that was given to her. She's a part of the slave class. Any Christian's a part of the slave class. The really sus ones are actually like Norwegians because they have all the wealth. They are the Aryans the Germans worshipped. And capitalism suits them because they could invest to get land out, right? Capitalism was invented so that other nations would give us treasure. Anyone could participate in capitalism, right? It was about, the government owns the land, the people are the labor, and the capital comes from investments wanting to buy the land. It's genius for the people who are right there. If you were right there on that leadership tag, oh boy, it's your payday. But for everybody else, it's like, I have to what to eat? Well, he has all the land. He's growing all the food. Okay, I have to physically go there and do it for him to get some? Okay. Maybe that's fair. But yeah, private ownership is definitely, and they call it property for a reason. It's subliminally suggestive. It is proper that I have this. It's property, right? It's sovereignty. So, I say sovereignty and my teeth get whiter. That's the Charlemagne DNA. I do have Charlemagne DNA. I'm a great musician, great artist, amazing lover. And, but I think the whole world should be mine, and I fucking hate every other guy. Like, I would kill them. Like, it's just, I've noticed the same behavior from every other man. And so I want to say we're not sons and daughters of God. That was a lie because we have bad behavior. It's really just douche 30. Every guy will literally, I've seen it. Look in the shooting, like the guys doing the little airsoft. Look at all these people. they all will throw any other guy under the bus to look cool. Automatically. It's just trash, trash city. Like, just, it's all about me. You're on the winner's side, my side. And the thing is, since every guy thinks that, because they're all the descendants of guys who thought that, it's just kind of like, just kind of terrible. Just, the place where it becomes okay is when all the guys know all the guys are doing it. You know, it's just then it's like, I know how it is. I'm not fooled by it. You know, I don't think I'm wrong. If some guy's yelling at me, it's because he's trying to help his social standing and take away the threat I pose to his life with women. It's true. It is. It's 100% true. The mating game is why we exist today. And the mating game is why we have evolution. You know, it's everything. It's next to breathing first, eating second, mating. You have to mate or you will not exist. But the thing is that you don't want to give automatic mating privileges to everybody, because then you talk about people who have, then you're going to have the propagation of undesirable traits. And so you need to have the propagation of desirable traits. But the problem is, who's the one saying it's desirable or not? This thing. No, if the Bible was the best proof of the Word of God and it gave a world history that was billions of years too short, then that's a want want. People don't know anything. And it's the most dominant religion on the planet. Islam's fake as fuck as well. Like, Islam isn't real. No way. You're saying someone else, some other pig lord knows better? No. It's just, I'm not a dog. There are no words over my life. I don't live in a word matrix. I don't respond to commands. I'm not a dog. Do you know how many people that ruffles feathers with? Very few. You know why? Because they hate it as well. I'm just telling you what I've seen. I'm like a street person, you know? Yeah, no one's your friend. But being an athlete did help me. My mom was right. Like, she made sure I worked out all my childhood, and it did help me. At least I don't have to deal with the one guy I couldn't figure out. I was like, why'd this guy try to fight me? Months ago, I was at his house, and it was like he was giving this weird energy. I was like, I'm not here to fight you or hurt you or anything. And then it came up as like, I said I don't fight, but not like a pacifist. I'm not here to brutalize your house, right? This guy found me in the street, and he, in public, called me out to a fight, right? He's hard to kick your ass, doing all this shit. And I'm bigger than him like this, and I was like, I'm a soldier, right? I've been through like all that training. I've taken vows. Like, I live to a certain level of, you know, I violate the rules only when I feel like it's like it has to be done, because I know it's all been done by people. But I was like, why'd that dude get in my face? And it was because I told him I don't fight. That's the level of douche 30 it is. That really is the level of creep o'clock on earth. Is he chose to publicly embarrass me because I suggested to him that I was not one of those throwdown, beat your ass gangsters. And I'm just not. Like, as my dad explained, you know, I got 6 Emmys in my family. As my dad explained, rich people don't fight. Rich people hire lawyers who sue the other person and take away all their stuff. So that's what I did. But yeah, no, I don't fight. I would never. Why? Like, I don't want to. Only poor people fight because you have to fight for what you have, right? And people who have everything together. You know, it's all good energy. You know, I'm sure Will Smith would look at this and be like, I've never seen that earth. Everybody's nice. But Will Smith has also, like, shut me down and ignored my ass, too. So, yeah. Will Smith isn't nice. You don't look at how all the other actors of his show went. They all crashed. Look who Will Smith was. He was the best. And I guarantee, offset, he was like, I'm better than all of them. I'm the best actor. Because that's what you got to do if you want to win. Sperm lean forward. You know, if one, the sperm who are checking to see how the other sperm are doing don't make it to the egg in time. They are not a part of the person. And so it's just a pure mad dash. It's just a pure, honest to God fight. You gotta make it to the egg, and then you gotta basically eat the whole time, never die, survive, get through all the diseases, get through all the wrath of other people. Yeah, as a kid leaving your mom's nest, neighborhoods are dangerous. There are old people who hate children and are dangerous to children. Like, you have to be careful. It's naive to think this is kumbaya, you know what I mean? Like, guys, instinctually, I'm on a hill, right? Every other guy who comes out, He's checking me out. He's looking to see his some advantage. You know, if you get close to some people's property, they'll start shooting. You know, that's what it is. That's Earth. That's Earth. And the reason why is 300 million years of evolution at least, of just defining traits. Like the traits that we have with sexual reproduction. They said, I don't know if this is true still, but they said that that was developed basically by single cells. That single cells developed that, and it was such a good system because think about it. You have checks, right? The women are two X chromosomes, so they mirror each other, right? Two X chromosomes means your copy is going to be extremely reliable. The woman is like the pinnacle of here's what worked. Here's what worked and is long term stable. And women are that way. Women have extremely strong characters. They know what's what, right? Men, on the other hand, have a Y chromosome. Nature's going to go, every single one of them can be a little different. We're going to see all that works. And men do. Men, like, who's being crazy? Men. Men go out there and they are ridiculous. Like, as much as women are